20 creepy true stories to read in the dark tonight. The Man in the Bunny costume. And sorry if my grammar's off. Excuse me, but I'm sorry if I'm trying to say a word wrong. When I was younger, I used to live by the woods and could see a cemetery from my back porch. One Easter, I remember waking up and seeing the Easter Bunny. One of those terrifying costumes. And what really gets me is I remember smelling the wet hay when I woke up. I didn't tell anyone, but there was an extra egg in my house that my parents didn't hide. Years later, when I was in high school, I asked my parents if they ever dressed up like the Easter Bunny and came into our room. They said they would never go through so much trouble. Then my younger sister, who I share a bunk bed with, when this happened, said she remembers when the Easter Bunny came into our room and made a remark about the hay smell. I was terrified, and we both remember seeing a person dressed as a bunny in our room. To make it even stranger, I told the friends I sat with at lunch what happened. One of the girls was my neighbor across the street. She told me one Easter, a long time, she looked out her window during the night and saw the Easter Bunny standing in her driveway. I had chills to do this. To this day, I am terrified to people in rabbit costumes. Number 2. The Ghost Babysitter. When my niece was really young, she was in a bouncer at my sister's house. I was sorry if I messed up a little bit. She said she was in a bouncer at my sister's house. I was house and babysitting. So I was house sitting and babysitting. I had left her to go to the kitchen to grab some water. My sister's chocolate labs were probably sniffing and licking her head because I could hear her giggling like she was having a blast. I haven't noticed how cold it had gotten. Then I heard it, a loud wooden snap, like a thick piece of wood had been snapped in half suddenly, or a tree was knocked over. I went into the room, and what I saw and smelled freaked me out. The dogs were huddled in the corner whimpering. My niece was just staring at the ceiling corner with eyes, with wide eyes, and it was cold and smelled like citizen. I took her, and we decided to go to a different room. My sister finally came home. I told her what happened. She just rolled her eyes and said, "That is a hug." I was confused. She said Hug was the previous owner of the house who had died 10 years before his wife sold it. She said he likes to follow my niece around. And you can, hang on everybody. Sorry y'all. Now I have to wait for her to turn this down. Hang on everybody. Hang on. Sorry for that guys. I had some technical difficulties. Yeah, and you gonna keep having technical difficulties, cause we're gonna talk. I have to do the video. It's recording right now, so. Okay, I'm sorry y'all. My name, we had some technical difficulties with my cousin, so I'm gonna go on with the story. I was confused. She said, Hug was the previous owner of the house who had died 10 years before his wife sold it. She said he likes to follow my niece around, and you can tell it is him because the dog's freak. It gets cold and smells like cheap cologne. I don't believe in that S word, but I do believe that feeling. But I do believe that feeling you get in your gut when something doesn't feel right. Number 3. Stranger in the house. In college, I would go home every other weekend to work at the job I had since high school. I would drive directly from campus after my last class on Friday to my job, about an hour. And after my shift was done, I'd go back to my parents' house, which was out in the middle of nowhere. My parents worked yet home when I got back from work. Then often spend their Friday and Saturday evenings drinking like they were the ones in college. So the house was dark, and since it was mid-fall, so was the yard. Save, save for the yard light. Except for the yard light. I pulled into my normal parking spot, got out of the car, and then turned to open the back door of my car and get my backpack out of the back seat. That's when I noticed that the bathroom light was on. Was that light on when I pulled up? It must have been right. As I was completing the light and reaching for my backpack, there was suddenly a very angry looking old woman standing in the window staring at me. Hang on y'all. Staring at me, we're not taking resting, bee face. Here either she was peed off at me, and I knew it. We stood there staring at each other for a good 10 seconds when my parents pulled into the driveway and distracted me from my stare down with the woman in the bathroom. By the time I turned back, the lights were still on, but the woman was gone. Number 4. When the dead walk the halls, I used to, how you say the word? Volunteer, there we go. Volunteer at a nursing home where we had several insecurities, right? I don't know how to say it right, sorry y'all. Where new residents, accordingly, I can't say it right. If I say it wrong, comment in the sections down below how to say it. Describe former residents down to specific nightgowns or color of glasses. Hang on, y'all. Sorry we had some difficulties again. Who I and the staff knew had died in that room and complained about them coming into the room at night. Then once I was walking through the hallway, and I was normally uncomfortable, warm inside, but I felt a chill and goosebumps. One of the CNAs said I had just walked through a ghost. CNAs said I had just walked through a ghost. I couldn't get warm again for the rest of the day. There were flickering lights and TVs turning themselves on. Several of the staff were from the same Southeast Asia county, and they were talking about ghosts and disrespect of the dead, so much that minor argument had someone came in to do a candlelight ritual, I'll just call that, a candlelight ritual, and this lady with crystals and dreadlocks came in to do a brushing. Things came calm down after that light started on better and the residents seemed calmer. So that's going to be the end of the video. If you want to see any more of these creepy story videos, and there will be a part 2, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next creepy video.
You're so creepy, creepy girl.